Good morning, everyone from Azusa, California. Today I wanted to talk about suffering. Why are people struggling so much? And then giving you solution to that suffering, specifically something that is practical and broken down into 3 steps. So now let's pull it back. When it comes to suffering, there are many ways of looking at it, but in this video, I wanted to address a perspective that I feel does not get enough attention, and maybe you can use it to improve your situation. But pulling back, let's look at this suffering. What's going on? And nowadays, people are struggling with mental health. Some of the symptoms that are showing up now is you're stressed, you're burnt out, you're worried, you're anxious, you can't sleep, you're fearful. This is just compounded. How many of you out there can relate to this? So what is causing all of this? And like I said before, many reasons, but one reason that we may not be noticing or paying attention to is simply your life is too complicated. It's too complex. And in the beginning, from before, if you were to look back at our lives 30, 40 years ago, the issues are completely different. When I think of children nowadays and the things that they're faced with, just in high school and college, wow, the world is not the same. Some of the things that are causing us to have more of these symptoms, one is technology. Technology gives us more options. Technology moves things fast. Technology makes things more convenient. So again, now the speed of the issues, it's speeding up. And then the second issue that is coming up is when we live in a material world, when we live in a capitalist world, wow. The advertising, the culture, the message of needing more, getting more, then it causes more cravings. So from that now, everything is compounded. Everything is speeding up and everything is building up. I remember a long time ago when I was younger in middle school and in high school. I don't know if any of you can still relate to this, but remember those phones, the house phone? I mean, who has house phones anymore? But the people who have house phones. For us, we didn't have the option where when someone called in, you can pick up on another line. So when I was growing up, we would always have to wait. If my brother was on the phone call, no one can get through. And I just remember people would try to get a hold of me. We had to wait. And our options growing up was when we saw our friends, you see them at school, or you would talk to them on the phone. And if they could not get through the line, that was the end of it. And then I would see you the next day at school. But nowadays, with technology and the advancement, now people can reach you by text, by phone call, by personal cell phones, by emails, by all the different social media apps, the instant messages. It is endless. But look at how complicated our lives is just because of us having technology. Having issues or having problems or dilemmas in our life, this is normal. And for the most part, all of us can fix these issues. Some issues are small, some issues are big. Some issues take time, and some you can fix in a quick moment. But with that, if you were to look at one problem, we'll get this solved. One problem takes this time. But now imagine when we look at our lives now with everything that's going on, you compound it. And the number of issues, the sheer quantity of issues multiply. Instead of just looking at one problem, 2 problems, or 3 problems, now people are holding 80 problems, 81 problems, 85 problems. We're dealing with health, we're dealing with social media, we're dealing with work, we're dealing with relationships, we're dealing with technology, we're dealing with economy, and it just builds and builds and builds and builds. So one reason why so many people are suffering is now our life is too complicated. All the options that we have, we're going this direction, we're going that direction, we're going that direction, plus you're getting attacked with all your five senses. The sights, the sounds, the smell, the touch, the taste, it's infiltrated and it's too much stimulation. So how this video can help you is to fix this problem. Look at 3 steps. The first one is just to know that this is one of the issues that causes us to suffer so much. One, that our life is too complicated. That's it. Just know that. The second piece is then go through your life and see where and what aspect of it is taking up so much energy. What aspect of it is heavy? Who are you around that drains so much of your energy? Look at the social media that you're using. How many are you using? What is pulling you towards it, where you feel like, I have to check notification, I have to be on this app, I have to, well, what social media platform causes you tension, anxiety, worry, this fear that I'm missing out? But just simply identify it. At step number 2, we don't have to make any solutions yet. Financially, where is it, or what is it that is taking all of your resources and making you worry so much? Regarding your friends, regarding the activities that you're involved in, are you overcommitting? And if you can, just neutrally take out a sheet of paper and see, where is my life too complicated? Where in my life that is just draining my energy, I'm exhausted, and I feel a little bit overwhelmed. And if you can write all these different categories, then just to identify it. Then once you can identify it, and please take your time in identifying it, then the third step is when you can see all of this laid out on a piece of paper, the third step is to take action. Just pick one thing that you can eliminate to give you more space and more room. And to get rid of everything, for many of you, it's not possible, and that's okay. If you can get rid of all of those stressors, get rid of it. But if you can't, like most of the people, then use wisdom. Look at your life and just see, okay, what is so heavy, what is so draining, and get rid of that, and it will create more space for you. And the example that I want to use, 2 things, is the retreat participants in Thailand. You know that I stay at the Bape Meditation Retreat in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Many retreat participants come from around the world, and many of them are looking for wisdom. They're looking for peace. Their life is a bit too complicated. So when they come to the retreat, what is the first thing that we do? Is we start with giving them just a set of white clothes. The things that you came with, lock it up. Put it in your room. In this retreat, you don't have to worry about what you look like. You don't have to worry about how attractive you are. You don't need to wear makeup. You don't need to do your hair. You don't need to dress to impress anyone. So just look at that. When we remove the issue or the factor of clothing, look at how many issues it took care of. And then now with the retreat participants, they only eat breakfast and lunch, and there's no dinner. So now, not having dinner, you just took one more thing in your life and you made it less complicated. Some of the retreat participants come here and now they don't use any social media. Turn off your phone, do a digital detox, And in this moment, look, now again, you just made more space and your life got less complicated. The retreat participants, they wake up early, they come to morning chanting, they do meditation, they go on alms round with the monks, they have breakfast, they meditate again, they have lunch, they do their chores, they spend time with themselves in nature, and then at the very end, they meditate and they go to bed. In this environment, they were able to remove external stimulus. And yes, we still have issues here and complications, and you still need to adapt. But in this retreat setting, for the retreat participants, let's just use an imaginary number. You're just struggling with 16 items, 16 worries that you need to address. And bit by bit, you'll take care of it. Bit by bit, you'll adjust and find solutions to whatever is happening at the moment. Compared to when the retreat participants are outside and they're dealing with their romantic relationships, they're dealing with their boss, they're dealing with car insurance, they're dealing with their friends and families and all the pressure. See the difference? And again, not that one is better than the other. You can decide that for yourself, but just pointing out the difference of the quantity, the number of problems will exacerbate in your life that will make it or will cause more suffering. So if possible, try to decrease the number of issues outside. Then the second thing to step it up from the retreat participants is the example of living as a Buddhist monks. For us, we're extreme and we try to live in the spiritual world where, like I said, we just have 2 sets of robes. I don't have my hair. I don't have all the different worries, but we live such a simple life. We just have our basic needs, our food, our shelter, our clothing, and our medicine. And the rest of the stuff, we're just more mindful. And from that, living a minimal life, then the amount of issues that we have, like I said, just decreases. But going back to your life now to review, just take a look and explore of, well, recognize that 1, my life is a bit too complicated. 2, see where is the complication coming from, what is pulling your energy, what is draining you. And then thirdly, when you can see that clearly, now take steps to eliminate those things. But hopefully this is helpful. I just wanted to share this because people right now are struggling. Some may not even know that this is an underlying issue. So if this is new information for you, I hope that you find it beneficial and it inspires you to take action to improve your life. But I hope this is helpful. So as always, just wanted to send you my blessings and greetings from Azusa, California. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Goodbye.